Senator Heinrich.
Thank you, Mr. Bernhardt, again for being so patient and sticking around for all of these questions. I don't want to belabor my last question, but I just want to make sure we're actually on the same page. I asked about tribal consultation with respect to any potential changes to the land and the trust process. I think you used the phrase meaningful engagement. I used the phrase full tribal consultation. Can you just put a point on that?
Can I commit to you that that's a distinction without a difference?
Okay, that's exactly what I was asking. So I want to go back to something that was raised by Senator Cortez Masto as well as Senator King. Senator Udall of New Mexico and myself have worked for many years hand in hand with local elected officials, mayors, county commissioners, city councilors, and many others, as well as resource users and small businesses, recreationists, permittees, you name it, to create the Rio Grande del Norte and Organ Mountains Desert Peaks National Monuments. And in my view, I think these two monuments are really the gold standard for locally driven public lands conservation that really grew from the grassroots up, that didn't come from Washington and were imposed on New Mexico, but communities in New Mexico came together and came to us and said, this is how we want to protect our backyards. The results of these designations have not only been overwhelmingly popular in the respective counties, in Doña Ana County and Taos County in particular, but we've also seen visitation go up in these monuments. We've seen local tax receipts go up after their creation. And so these two monuments currently fall under the Secretary's review process, and our process that we went through included many years and included direct engagement with, as I mentioned, local elected leaders, local landowners, permittees, sportsman groups, recreational groups, conservation groups, tribes, and local businesses. And that engagement was in addition to what the Department of Interior did in terms of public meetings when they came out. Does that sound to you like the kind of adequate public outreach with relevant stakeholders approach that was referenced in the President's executive order?
Well, it sounds pretty substantial to me.
I want to jump on one last thing while I've got a couple meetings here minutes before I go to a vote. There was a case when you were in the solicitor's office where the department reversed itself on a couple of tribal recognition decisions. And I know that it was noted by many at the time that the reversal occurred after some fairly intense pressure from local non-tribal elected officials. So I just wanted to basically it begs the question, how do you think that Interior should conduct that formal tribal recognition process, and what is the right way to go about that so that you don't end up in a position where there's a reversal?
So it's been a long time since I've been involved with a recognition issue, and it's possible that the department has changed things significantly. But for me personally, my view of the recognition process is it's a process of looking at history, genealogy. It should be an extensive process to make a determination of whether a potential group has the political significance and the other factors that apply. And it really should just be a fact-based decision. Now, it's possible some of those reversals that the folks in the Bureau didn't exactly dot their I's and cross their T's, or maybe there was facts that they got wrong. But the truth of the matter, it should be devoid of
political
politics.
consideration.
That's not the threshold. So that's my view, and it's been my view. And I was very supportive of the branch of acknowledgement when I was there, because, and this is not to be negative about gaming, but there's so much outside pressure and interest in these recognition decisions because of the consequences that they bring, that I really felt that the Bureau of Recognition should be as insulated from those types of activities as possible so that they could do the review that they need to do.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Bernhardt.